you've got to listen to him when he speaks, when he sings. He reels you in, he really does, and this album is just fantastic. And I do struggle to get into new music, but I was all over this when I first listened to it 4 months ago, and I've listened to the Shallow Grave, his first album, since then. He's made 2 EPs, which are absolutely fantastic as well, but this album is a masterpiece. But everything he's done is so good, and I think he might hopefully continue, and he might be the new folk god, if you will. The ending track, called Kids on the Run, he implements piano into what he does as well, which is the first time he's really ever done that, I think. On his last EP, he's just starting to go out and do a bit more of a fuller sound, and I'm a bit nervous by that, but I have a feeling he could do that well. He could change his game up and make it good still. Yeah, but yeah, Kids on the Run, got a little bit of distant piano in there. It's just usually him and his acoustic guitar, but he makes a cracking full sound from it. As I said, great songwriting. Troubles Will Be Gone is so kind of sweet. You're Going Back as well. King of Spain, very jovial, not jovial, but kind of an epic feel about it, really. Kind of full of itself, a lot of his music is. A Lion's Heart, and there's another kind of ballad, another sad song, if you will. But The Drying of the Lawns, Love Is All, 1,000 Ways. I mean, guys, seriously, Burden of Tomorrow as well is amazing. The actual Wild Hunt song. They're just all so catchy, so good. He's a great finger picker as well. Harking back to Mr. Drake, as I said yet again. But his voice is very reminiscent of Dylan, so if you're a huge fan, you're a little bit interested in hearing this man's music, you've got to be, guys, you've got to be. I promise with this one, you won't be let down. The 3 I've picked: Love Is All, Burden of Tomorrow, A Lion's Heart, and I just can't wait for new music from Mr. Christian Matson, because he's got something special, that guy. Amazing. Anyway, we're on to number 1 now. You know, number 1, whatever I pick, was always going to be kind of an anticlimax. You won't be expecting it if you don't know me. Probably you'll be saying ones now off the top of your head, thinking of like the most critically acclaimed. It is critically acclaimed, but you might not guess it. But I don't know why I'm defending myself here. It's a fantastic album, but it was always going to be a little bit anticlimactic. But this album opened a lot of doors for me to heavier music, to other progressive music. I'm a huge prog rock, prog metal fan, and after I listened to this album, I went back. You know, you're talking Floyd and Crimson and Genesis and stuff like that, but also modern day stuff like Dream Theater, Tool, great band called Oceansides, Riverside, Amplifier, kind of progressive rock bands that are modern. And with the birth of the internet, you know, and especially like Last.fm, Spotify, stuff like that, prog rock isn't such a bad word anymore. It's not such a swear word. It never should have been. It's kind of pretentious, but my mum told me what she thought it was all about in the 70s, and she'd never dream of listening to Floyd. It was for middle class people, you know what I mean? That's what she said. I was very interested to hear that, but it's not, obviously. But it's dim lights, they're a bit hot. Anyway, this is just a fantastic album. As I said, opened a lot of doors for me. It's a very dark album. I believe it's a concept album. A lot of the fans of the band think it is as well. And the band are Porcupine Tree. The album is In Absentia, and it's got the face of kind of well, it looks dead, but a kind of scary guy with his eyes like that. And that's basically what this album is about. My number 1 album of the 21st century is about a man who meets a woman, he rapes her, and then he kills her, and then he has sex with a dead body afterwards. Right. Wonderful, isn't it? But I think Stephen Wilson, the lead singer of Porcupine Tree, has always had an obsession with dark things, dark imagery, dark lyrics. He puts that into his music, and I just love that. But it's a fantastic listen, it's a fantastic journey. I love all PT's music, but this was the album where they just started to make it a bit more metallic. Their albums before this were very Floydian, but this has a lot of sound of Opeth as well, because Stephen Wilson was producing Opeth's albums at that time. And of course Opeth are like a death metal band, but with a lot of prog in there, a lot of acoustic folky bits, interludes and stuff like that. And PT are a prog rock band who have parts where you could imagine death gravel vocals over, especially tracks like Gravity Eyelids or Wedding Nails, the instrumental. But yeah, this album runs in at 68 minutes, kind of long, but you expect, it's prog morphos. A lot of the title tracks from this album, you can understand what you're getting, like when I told you what I think is the concept. Blackest Eyes, Lips of Ashes, The Creator Has a Master Tape, Strip the Soul. And when you look at the lyrics of this album, I'm just interested with the concept of it. It's very emotional, I just love it. And Blackest Eyes, great bass from Colin Edwin. The drummer, Gavin Harrison, is one of the best drummers in the world in any kind of music. As I said, I don't know my technical terms with any kind of musical instrument, but all I can say is when he's on the drums, I know it's him. I just know it's him, and not just speed, but he has a sound. And PT fans will know what I mean. And it's just fantastic. But Collapse the Light into Earth, a lot of piano in Wilson's music. Kind of a prog rock version of Radiohead in a lot of ways. The Sound of Muzak is the only song on here which doesn't really go off that concept. It's a song about modern day music and how shite it's gone in mainstream, you know. And I know that Stephen Wilson isn't a big fan of MP3s, he isn't a big fan of downloading, not that downloading culture, but the culture of just listening to one song off an album. You know, he grew up, he always says in interviews, with vinyls and stuff like that. And I didn't, but I can understand and appreciate that completely. But all the other songs, there's a instrumental here called Dot Free. You're getting Floridian guitars, you're getting chugging Opeth guitars, you're getting folk, beautiful little pieces, you're getting atmosphere. It's just a masterpiece. And it was an album where I was going in my personal journey with music, from liking it to being obsessed with it and needing and wanting to find new stuff all the time. That was in mid-2008, and since then I have, and this is the album I've got to thank for that. Released in 2002, 70 minutes, my favourite album of the 21st century, personally, Porcupine Tree in absentia. So ladies and gentlemen, if I've interested you to get into any bands in this top 10, that's great, they're all fantastic. If you've never heard of them, I mean obviously you're not a Coldplay, but bands like Mew, Sun Kil Moon and stuff like that, yeah. Leave me your comments. Do you hate me and want me to die and think it was a terrible video? If so, give me a thumbs down, say you want me to end my life, and I will. Well, I won't, but I'll give it a 3, give it a 4, but give me a thumbs up, and we can all have a group poll. That'll be fantastic as well. But anyway, I just thought I'd do this, something different from my channel. It's always great, you know, getting into new music, and a lot of other people in the past have recommended me new stuff, and if they hadn't, then I would never have got into some artists that I now love and that I'll always listen to, and that's just fantastic. But anyway, thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you soon.